What's up, guys? So today I'm going to talk about what this title says, which is how I learned winter variation in like 3 days, which I thought was going to be a lot harder, but with what I figured out, I was able to do it pretty well. So I'm going to leave the resources that I used to actually learn it, which is trying to think, I think it's UberCuber's winter variation Algs, and then the Perm trainer and the algorithms that he has, because I think I switched out a few of them. I'm not going to be going over the Algs. I'm just going to be going over the recognition system that I use to learn them, because in my mind, how I learn algorithms is I learn the Algs first and just get them in my head, and then I work on recognition and pairing up the Algs with the correct case. So it's probably a bad way to learn Algs, but it allows me to learn large Alg sets in like a good period of time. Like I learned COL in like less than a week by doing this, where you just learn 6 algorithms and then you practice in those sets, and you learn them pretty quickly. So with this, I'm going to go over the first set. I'm going to throw up pictures of the cases on the screen so you kind of see what I'm talking about and what the Algs look like. So the first 3 are just when you have these 3 bars back here. The first Alg is the only Alg where you have almost a full OLL case, and you have this bar here. For all of winter variation, I thought these mattered. Like over here, you see that we have this here and then this here. I thought that mattered, and it doesn't. You just have to pay attention to the OLL case you have up top. So with this one, you'll notice this one has this yellow block here. This one has this red with the yellow facing here. And this one has the same thing as this one, but the yellow is facing on this side. And those are the cases for this one. So for this one, the Alg is, I'm working through a camera, so work with me here. So it's just that. For this one, this is just the regular insertion, which is that. And for this one, it's that. Like I said, for a lot of these, I'm not going to go over the full Algs because the video would just be too long. I'm just going to tell you how I recognize the cases. And like I said, if you're interested in learning the Algs, just go on UberCuber's video and watch that. So let's move on. All right, so this is for the next set of winter variations, and this is for when you have 2 oriented corners. So if you look at each of these cases, now instead of having like a big block, now we have 2 yellow corners here and here, here and here, and those are 2 cases. And then for this one, we have another 2 where this is more of a U-shape COLO, where you have stickers here and stickers here. Well, for the first 2, if you notice, the only things to really identify are these 2 corners and then this yellow sticker facing to the right. Where if you look at this one, we have the same case, but the sticker is facing to the back now. And that's how you would identify these 2. And let me see. For this one, it's just a really simple cancel into that. For this one, it's just a regular insert, and then you do a back soon. And then for these 2, it's the same exact thing where you have the case here, and you look to identify, and you look for the other yellow sticker, and this one's facing into the back. And this one is one of the bad winter variations where it's canceling into a COLO Alg. That's pretty bad. And you do, oh, let me see. You do that, which, like, you can see, I'm not very good at it to begin with. I've been doing this for like a week, but it's not a very good Alg. It's just kind of long. And then this one where you have the U, like almost like the U Alg, and then you have a sticker facing here. This is one of the nicer ones where you just do that. So you'll find out that while I'm going through these cases, I guess I am just gonna kind of do the Algs, but you'll kind of see what winter variations are kind of worth it, and also the ones that are kind of harder to recognize, and that'll also kind of determine which variations are worth it. All right, so now I'm kind of teaching them out of order according to the JPerm website, but I am going in order, I think, based off of the UberCuber tutorial. This is also the way that I learned them from the 1 oriented corner, which is where now if you look at the top layer, we have a corner here, 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 and here, and that's how you're going to identify these cases. There's winter variations cases where you're going to have one corner here, and then you're going to have another corner here, and we're going to go through all of those sets. So there's 4 of these, and the way I recognize them is there's Sune, there's Pi, there's U, and there's Anti-Sune. So for the first one, you're going to notice that when you have this block here, and then if you turn it like this looks like a Sune. So that's how I recognize it. And let me see. That's how you do that. So that's a pretty good one. For this one, this is Pi, because when you hold it this way, you have 2 yellow stickers on the side. And this one isn't that good, but like it's not too bad. This one, so let me see. It's almost like a U, but from this angle. So when you turn it like this, you have 2 headlights here. And for this one, you do R, U, R2, and you cancel into this OLL. You see what I mean? And then for the U prime, or not the U prime, for this Anti-Sune, which if you look, now it's this same case, but now it just looks like you have an Anti-Sune. And I put it next to the U alg because this is just the same alg as this one, but it's just shorter. See? And that's all of those cases, and we're gonna move on. Okay, so this is for the L shapes, I would call them, because you have a sticker here, which I differentiate because now it's away from the bar or the pair or whatever. And the way that I differentiated between these is now these are the last algs, you can kind of associate them with this alg, right? Whoop, if I can do it right. But these algs are going to be associated with this, okay? And you'll see that we're going to cancel into those through some of these. So how you recognize these, right, is these 2 actually go together, but for some reason they're out of order. So I'm going to show you them in that order. The first one, you'll notice you have this sticker here, which is how you identify this group. But for this case, you have a sticker going this way, and you have a sticker going that way. And the alg for this is really bad. It's like canceling into an E perm, which like, I think I just learned a bad alg for that. There's definitely better algorithms, but whatever. So I'm gonna go over to this one now, because this is the same thing, but instead of it going forward and backwards, now it's going right and left. And for this one, the alg is just a Nicholas. Like kind of a canceling into a Nicholas. And now for these 2, these are where it's actually the L shape algs, where see, it's like this, and then one is going down, or one's going forward and then one's going left. And for this is where the canceling comes in, where there you go, see? And you'll see with this one too, where now we have the same exact case, but instead of facing forward and left, now it's facing right and backwards. And you can kind of see how all these algs are kind of working out with the different cases, and how these 2 go together and these 2 go together. And for this one, pretty sure it's that. See, there you go. And that's kind of how the same cases are all do the same thing, but you can see how this set is associated with that, and you're kind of just canceling into this. And that's what a lot of these algs are, is just canceling into OLLs. And I'll explain more as we get further into it. Okay, so this is the last set of winter variations with one oriented corner, where now you'll see that we're kind of just moving around the OLLs, where first we started here, then we started there, and now we started here. So now, because we're back on the corner being here or here, we're back to how the first set was, where we have a Sune, we have a U, we have a Pi, and then we have an Anti-Sune again. And you can kind of associate these algs to the one we did before, but they're a little different. I'll explain. So the first one is a Sune, because we just have the block here now. And for this, you can identify because it kind of just looks like a Sune, but it looks like it's sideways. And this one is just a longer insert of one of the very first algs, where we had 3 blocks up here. You'll remember that, or you can go back and watch. Then for these 2 cases, right, these are the U cases, and then the Pi case. Now for this one, this is one of the best OLLs that they tell you should just know, and where you have the pair here You have headlights here. Now ready? And that's great, right? So for this one where you have pi now, you do this, and that's it. And that's the pi. And you can associate how that alg, not that alg, like this alg, that is a COLO that's used to solve a pi case. And the other one is, I think it's a Sune case, but I'm not exactly sure. But you can kind of associate the pi cases as the weird ones that have like S moves or F moves where like you're moving like this around and stuff, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how I associate these algs all together. And then this last case where you have the block up here and you have the anti-Sune like I've been talking about, this is one of the worst algs that I'd probably never do. And as I said, with a lot of these algs, I would go check out UberCuber's video, or I would check out jperms.net to see if there's a better alg for this case. But for this one, it's just a cancellation into a Nicholas. Wait, there we go. And you see, that alg is just really, really bad. And I'm sure you can spam it to be better or whatever, but I am not going to practice that because, oh, I did the wrong jperm. But yeah, those are those cases. So let's keep it moving. We're almost done. Okay, so we're almost done. Now, if you see, we're onto the cases that have no oriented edges. And there are 8 of these because now we're pairing up everything. Where now we have, let me see. We have H cases now, where we have a yellow sticker here and then headlights on the back. And then for this, we have headlights over here and here, but now they're just left. And then, of course, we have a Sune case like here, and then we have an anti-Sune case. Now, I'm showing you these because the other 4 are literally just all pi, but they're from different angles. And you'll see, but one's just like headlights back, headlights forward, headlights left, headlights right. And they're all in the same like owl categories. It's kind of weird, but you'll see what's up. So I'm gonna go over each of these. So first is the Sune case with no oriented corners. And all you do is you do the regular insert and you just do a Sune. And that's all it is. For the anti-Sune, this is a pretty good one. It's just doing that a few times. And sorry, I'm not going to go over the notation. You can just look at it and figure it out. For this one, now we have an H case and where it's vertical, which is very important because this is the difference between a good alg and a bad alg. So what you do is you put the pair here and you just do a few sexy moves and that solves it. And now for the last case, this one kind of sucks, where you have the pair here and the H case is horizontal. And for this is a cancellation like into kind of like a G-perm. You'll see what I'm talking about, where you do that, then you bring this corner back here and you solve this, and then you move this corner or this edge back and you move it back here, then you do a U2 and that pairs this block back up and you do that. This is an alg I used from a winter variation alg sheet. This isn't the one from jperms website, so you could probably just go learn that one, but it's up in the air what you really want to do. So I don't know, let's just keep it moving. Okay, so this is the last of them. These are all the pi cases for the no oriented corners, as you can see. And if you look at all these, so the first one, you have basically this is pi with the headlights on the left, if you can see, right? And then for this one, this is pi with headlights on the right with the yellow facing here. And the same thing with this one, where this is headlights on the back, and then the same thing with this one, where headlights would be here, and this is here. So these ones kind of suck to learn because it was hard to figure out, kind of like the system I said, where you're learning all these algs, and then you have to learn to apply them. And a lot of these algs are all the same, or like 3 of them are all variations of each other, and then one is a U, regular U case for OLL. So I'm gonna go through these. So how I learned to differentiate between these, because they're the same alg, where you have the pi facing left, or you have the pi facing right, and I look at these as this is close because the headlights are on the left and these are touching. So I know that you have to do a Sune with this. And for this one, when they are away, you have to do an anti-Sune, and you'll see what I mean. So for this, you just do an insert, and then you'll see that sets you up to a back Sune. And then for this one, you do the insert, and you'll see that sets you up to do an anti-Sune. And so you see those are very closely related. And then you move on to this one, which is headlights in the back. And this one is literally just the same as these, but it has a U move, and then you do R, U2, and then you cancel into a back anti-Sune. And that's, so you can see how these are all kind of the same. And then there's this weird one, which is a R2D, R prime, like U move, and you'll see. So this one, which is, you have headlights in the front now because pi is over here. So you do R2, D, R prime, and then you do a U, then another R, and and you do that. And that's how you differentiate between all of these. The main reason I'm even making this video, right, is because people always say, there's only 7, 5, 6 good winner variations, so you should just learn those. But like when you're doing these solves, right, you get to like, let's say you get to this point, right, where you get this case, and this is a good case, right, where it's just that. But you have to look at this and identify it. And in my mind, without knowing all the winner variations, like if you got this one instead, you're going to have to be able, you can't tell if this is a good or a bad one. Where like this one is good because, let me see. Oh, not that. But let me see. Oh, this one. LOL. See, I can't even tell. I can't even tell because I'm bad. But the whole point is, in my mind, you have to know all the cases to be able to recognize whether it's a good case or not, which like is kind of a bad mindset because it makes you learn more Algs. But like I feel a lot more comfortable knowing all the winner variations now, because when these pop up in a solve, I can pick and choose which winner variation I'm going to do. And that's why I think it's important to learn all Algs. That's what people say the same thing about like Sune and anti-Sune, COLLs or ZBLLs or 2GLLs or anything like that, where, there's only good sets or bad sets. You shouldn't learn any of them. But I don't know. I think it's worth it to learn just all the Algs, because like even with this, right? Where like with this, I know that not like I wouldn't be able to recognize the ZBLO to know that I'm going to get a skip. But just because I know COLL for Sunes, I know that I'm going to get at least a CLL skip through this, because these are checkered and then these are checkered. So that's going to lead to some kind of skip. You know what I mean? And the same thing works for back Sunes, where like, look, it's literally the same case where this is checkered and this is checkered. So you do a back Sune, you're going to get a skip. And a lot of the examples I went through in this video, it's the same exact thing for COL. So like the method that I'm using to learn Algs, you can apply to every set of Algs. And like, I hope it's not too confusing, because like I know I'm a little bit more advanced, so I'm able to just shove these Algs into me without much effort or whatever. But a lot of people have a difficult time getting into Alg sets because they don't really know how to go about them. So I'm making this video because a lot of people say like, oh, learn this winner variation or learn this easy trick, because, who doesn't want to just know, oh, I'm going to get an OLL skip, you know what I mean? But I haven't seen any videos that really help people set up to learn how to learn the cases, you know what I mean? So I'm making this video to try and help with that, and hopefully some people can learn winner variation a little bit better with the help of my video. So that's about everything. Good luck, and I hope you learn winner variations and you learn just the good ones or something. All right, have a good one. Bye.